What kind of rights do grandparents have when it comes to custody of their grandchildren?
Well, grandparents don't have an entitlement to custody. The only people that have an absolute constitutional right to custody are, of course, the parents, either natural or adoptive. But in terms of grandparents, if they have had a role in the children's lives, they do have a right to petition for visitation. In fact, even in circumstances where they wouldn't have been able to compel visitation over the objection of a parent, if the child is now in foster care, there's almost a heightened level of scrutiny that the court wants to see grandparents involved, because you don't want to cut the child off and harm the child because the parent is impaired and the child has to be out of their custody. As for custody, I've seen grandparents say, well, if the child is not going to be with my daughter or son, I want to have custody myself. And what I always tell them is you need to get there before the agency gets there. If the agency gets custody, the court is not going to take custody from the agency, because the agency having custody is usually the only thing that compels the parent to get their act together. So when the grandparent shows up, if the grandparent gets custody before the agency does, that helps, and so the child doesn't go into foster care. But if you don't get there beforehand, you really should be seeking visitation, seeking to be actively involved, perhaps even in requesting placement of the child. Maybe you become the foster parent while your child is getting their act together.